So the investment philosophy at QV is really quality and value is what we're looking for. So ideally what we're looking for is a business, we're buying a portfolio of businesses, not stocks, that were run by capable, candid, and committed people. And so what that means to us is individuals that if they make mistakes, they recognize those mistakes, they identify them and let us know what happened and how they're going to improve upon them. So when we find those individuals, then what we're looking for is what return we're getting out of that business and how much we have to pay for it. So ideally, we want to buy a company with high returns, with low valuation, and what we're looking for is buying that company and ideally holding it for an indefinite period of time. So that doesn't mean we'll hold it forever, but what it means is we want to manage that weight over time, but if we find these high quality businesses, we want to stick with them. Yes, the investment process at QV really starts with us as generalists. So we look at all sectors, which allows us to focus on which sectors look the most attractive for opportunities. We all look at 7 tests that we focus on at each individual company. And those are things such as looking at the management team, looking at the financial record, the balance sheet, and of course the valuation. And when we're looking at each of these companies, when we find those opportunities, then we put it into our portfolio, and then we focus on our risk management process, which is really about preserving capital. We don't want big losses in the individual names or the portfolio as a whole. And how we do that is by trying to reduce the risk with what we can control. So 6% maximum weight in any one company, maximum of 25% in any one sector, so that there isn't too much of the portfolio in one area. And what we do then is on a monthly basis, we audit our portfolios. And what that really involves is looking at the valuation of the whole portfolio, looking at the balance sheet of the whole portfolio to identify, are we following the investment philosophy and the process, not only with each individual name, but with the whole portfolio so it looks exactly how we want it to look. I think the most important thing we need to do at QV to deliver a consistent experience for investors is to stick with the process and philosophy. For us, that's critical. And all of us at QV believe in the process, and each time we go through a cycle, it actually improves our confidence in it working over time. Whether that was in the tech bubble or the housing crisis, we really saw that value investing over time does work, and people will return to it even if it does take a little while. And so when we look at our 7 tests, looking at each of our individual companies, rolling that up into our portfolio, and then looking at our portfolio risk management, so identifying those companies that have better valuations, better profitability, and better balance sheets in different types of environments. People may not want that. If it's a momentum market or a growth market, they may not move into value type stocks or those high quality stocks, but we think over time, and we've seen over time, that those have consistently led to outperformance, and that's where we're going to focus.